everyone, it's Carrie from Just Carry On, and today I'm going to do a little flip through and a quick review of Abeka's Language Development Visuals and Teacher's Guide for Preschoolers ages 2 to 3. So right here is the Teacher's Guide, and these are sold separately. You really need the Teacher's Guide because right here is where you have all the lessons. So this is the table of contents, and it shows you all the different lessons, and here is a little introductory teacher's guide, and each lesson has a picture of what card you need, and it tells you the number, and this is something for you to read to your child. And so let me show you the visuals. This comes in a clear pouch. Let's put that away first. So they have 76 visuals. They are 36 front and back ones. So this has rainbow colors. So this would be the first card. So what you do is you take your teacher's guide and you show your child this visual while you read this lesson. And for each lesson, there are some questions, there's some games. We haven't really done a lot of the games. I have a 3-year-old son. He is visually impaired, and so am I. So I just really read them most of the time. We have done some of the games or activities that they suggest, but a lot of these are geared for classrooms or having more than one child, which I do not have right now. So we have just been reading the content and doing the questions, which he really likes these visuals. He really loves this. We actually do this in the morning during breakfast time. So this is card 1. The next one would be card 2, and so on. And some of them are landscape, some are portrait. On the back, they also have more, but how they organize it is this is 1, 2. You go all the way through it, and I'll just flip through them quickly so you can get an idea of what each card kind of looks like and some of the topics that they cover. These are bigger than regular papers or regular 8.5 size paper. So they're a little bit harder to manage, but at least for my son, he likes that they're bigger because he can see more detail in them, and it's just a lot more enjoyable for him, again, because he is visually impaired. And even if they aren't visually impaired, I'm sure that they'll enjoy having like a almost poster-like material. I also post some of these visuals on the wall, so as we work through it each week, we can see what we have talked about. And sometimes he likes to take a look and ask me questions, or I ask him a question, and it's just a lot of fun. So once you get to the last card, you actually flip the whole pile over. And you go back through it in this way. So we're not doing the preschool curriculum exactly as it is written. We do have the Animal Friends cards, visuals that we are going through, and each week we have a different letter. And so we are going through it in that way. And here, let me just flip through some of these. If some of these look a little bit wrinkled, my son really enjoys taking the pictures around, and I try to tell him to be careful and to be gentle because I want to be able to use this for other kids that we have. And so, but you know, children, so let's see. Almost there. There's quite a lot of visuals, and I'll show you in a second how the teacher's manual, some of these lessons have more than one part, and this is the zoo lesson. We haven't gone through that yet, and this is a map of some of the countries that they will touch on. And so there you have to pull out this card with the other card, and you can show them where that country is on the world map. So let me just put this down and put that here and go back to the teacher's manual. So here is the teacher's manual, and you can see that some of them have more than one part. And sometimes with things that he already knows, we'll just put them all together in one lesson. Or sometimes there's also another way that you can organize your lessons. It doesn't have to be by letter. It can be about people, it can be about animals, it can be about different countries or ecosystems. And also, not all of the lessons have a visual. So some of these lessons do not actually have a visual. So I will just do a quick flip through. Let me see if I can find one that doesn't have a visual. So for example, here, this one is a lesson about quarters. It actually tells you to pull out a quarter and other coins. And so that's another type of visual, which I actually like better. Instead of having just a picture, you can have a tangible, actual quarter, which I think is actually better. And then also, some of them have a little note to do preparations, and you can choose to do those. Or sometimes some of the lessons actually ask you to pull out one of the Amber Lamb visual stories, and I will be sharing that in another video. I don't have that with me right now, so I can't show you, but some of the lessons tell you to you just have to read each lesson and find out what they do. So usually little Pablo and I do these at breakfast time, and it's something that he really looks forward to. First, we do our Bible, we do our devotion while we're eating breakfast, and then we will do one of these visuals. And he just loves these informations, and like some of them will really stick with him. Like one of them, we did a jellyfish. He wanted to make an actual jellyfish, so we made like an arts and crafts project out of it, and we watched different videos on jellyfish. So this is also a launching pad for us, because we can do our own research and dig deeper into a certain subject that he's interested in. It doesn't have to be just to the lesson plan. This is a little bit expensive, at least I think it is a little bit expensive, especially since you have to buy the teacher's guide and the visual separately. But for us, I really like it. I mean, you can argue that you can find like different books, but at least for me, just having access and everything being there, it kind of gives you a well-rounded education without having to find and go to all that work and find the books from the library or buy them and then do your own research. You have everything here, and you can just get up and go and do it. And so that for us, that's a lot easier. Again, as I mentioned, I am visually impaired, and so it's hard for me to read. If you don't know what visually impaired means, that means that I have very low vision, and my vision is 800/20, which means what you can see at 800 feet, I have to be 20 feet away from it. So for example, when this kind of text, I will have to get really close to it. And it also, like, reading too much strains my eyes. So what I actually do personally is I scan all these books and put it in a digital format on my phone, and then I read it from my phone so that I can enlarge it and make it as big as I need it, so I can read it easily to my son. I have another channel about that, which is called Live Accessible. If you want to check it out, I'll leave that down below in the description. But that is pretty much it. We really enjoyed using this. Right now we are on, what are we on? TQRS. We are on U. So we're going to be doing U next week. Yes, we are still homeschooling during the summer. We aren't really doing a full day. Most of it is just Bible and this and some just fun kind of like activities. So it's very kind of laid back, especially because it's the summer right now. And so he just really enjoys this. And when we don't do something like this, he's like, "Mama, where's the big picture?" You know, I mean, we really enjoy this, and we're almost through the whole program, so I can definitely recommend it if you're looking for something like this. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'll be doing more videos on other workbooks and homeschool materials and different educational tools and toys for kids. So if that's interesting for you, go ahead and subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up down below too. That's it for this one. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and just carry on.